Hey, happy Christmas everyone. Welcome to the big quiz on Christmas Day. Before we start, just so you know, you can pause this video at any time if you need more time to get ready to get pens and paper, or you just need a trip to the loo. You can play against other people, which is more fun, or you can play on your own. It is a fun quiz. How you play is up to you. Men against women, young against the old, one side of the room against the other, however you want to do. You can even play on your own. That's fine as well. Share your score in the comments under the video when you've finished, and you can compare how you did against the others. Hope your day's been a good one and Santa brought you something nice. I'm kind of hoping, like me, you're wearing something silly, especially a silly hat, that's compulsory. Yep, and you'll be full of food, and I hope you've got your favourite drink with you. That helps. So tonight, we've got 75 questions, some of which are pictures. It's a bit easier this week. Last week, some people found it a bit tough. All the pictures and the questions are Christmas related, funnily enough. Fancy that. So if you've got a pen and paper, the quiz will start in about 30 seconds. Remember, you can pause the video if you're not ready. Now's a good time if you want to do that. Other than that, we'll carry on. Your first round will be the picture round. So, if you're ready then, let's get to it. As I said, it's the picture round first, so let's start off with something easy, eh? Get you in the mood. So there you go, name the movie. Very familiar faces. Question 2. Picture 2. What city is that? You know, I've been alright all day. Just as we're going onto this, I start getting a cough. I don't know what's going on. If I start coughing, I do apologise. Next picture. What is that? And question number 4. Name the missing reindeer. So there we've got Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen and Rudolph. Who's the missing reindeer? Kind of mixed up today. I've got the body of an elf and Santa's head. Ah, it's Christmas. Number 5. Which box of chocolates or which selection of chocolates is that from? The tip is there. It's usually in a green wrapper. Some of you have probably had a few of them this Christmas up to now. And more to come. Funny, you always buy these boxes of chocolates in late November, early December. You've normally ate a couple of boxes before Christmas even starts. Or is that just our house? Picture number 6. Name the song. And picture number 7. Another name the city. Famous city. Where's that? And picture number 8 then. Name the film, movie. Popular Christmas movie. Any ideas? Must admit, I've not seen this one. And number 9. Again, from the image, name the film. And number 10. Who's that dressed as Santa? By the way, the next few questions are the same. You got to guess who's in the Santa outfit. You got that one then? So, who's in the next one? Do you recognise that person? I'm just wondering how many of you has got a relative that's asleep while we're doing this quiz. There's always one, isn't there? Food coma. Number 12. Who's that lady? And picture 13. Again, who's that? In the Santa hat. Number 14 then. That's an easy one. And the last one in the picture round, number 15. Who's that? I think that's probably the most difficult one out of the last 5. Very famous person. So that's your picture round over with. Let's get on to the questions. So questions make up your round 2. And as you can see there, well, you would do, but for my big fat head being in the way, the round here is TV and film. It's 15 questions. So number 1. Where are the McAllisters going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind in Home Alone? Famous film, we know he gets left alone, but where's the rest of the family going? I seem to remember they're quite a big family as well. Question 2. On Christmas Day 2003, the final Christmas special of which show was aired called Sleepless in Peckham? "24 million people watched it." Question 3. What TV show had the highest viewing figures last year on Christmas Day? If you were watching Christmas TV last year, you might have seen it yourself. On TV and film, question 4. Speaking of Home Alone, how many films are there? And question 5. In which 2004 animated film about a magical adventure to the North Pole does Tom Hanks voice 6 of the characters? Question 6. Which EastEnders character served his wife with divorce papers in the Christmas Day edition of the show in 1986? A very famous episode, that. Well, it is if you're old enough to remember it. And the next one. Just to keep the Coronation Street fans happy, we've done an EastEnders one, so here we go. Who did Nick save from the house fire in Coronation Street on Christmas Day 2011? Question 8. Which US president made a cameo appearance in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York? By the way, I hope I'm not drinking on my own here. Christmas. Come on, spoil yourself. Question number 9. In the film The Snowman, who sang We're Walking in the Air? Who did the theme tune for The Snowman? Who sang it in the film? Question 10. Last week, which actress returned as Wonder Woman in the new film Wonder Woman 1984? It's now playing in cinemas. It's not Wonder Woman 2020. Going to confuse people, I suppose. Wonder Woman 1984. Who's the actress? And question 11. It's 15 on each section, in case you're wondering. Some of you are probably having to scribble extra numbers now because you were expecting 10. I do apologise. Should have mentioned that at the beginning. Which actor plays Bad Santa in the film? And question 12. Again, the snowman. What colour is his hat? Excuse me a minute. Need a top up. Always with the guess, I suppose. Like I said, last week they thought the questions were too hard. I was going to go with What colour was the carrot as his nose? But probably too easy, that one. Question 13. In which Christmas special from 1996 did two lead characters dress up as Batman and Robin to go to a funeral wake? I can see him now in my mind. Quite a funny scene. I do apologise, my head's in the way again. Blocking parts of the... Can't take me anywhere. Question 14. We've all seen the film Die Hard. It takes place on Christmas Eve, but in which city? Up in the skyscraper, isn't it? I can't remember which city it's in. Again, if you don't know, it's probably worth a guess. And the last question on TV and film. How many Only Fools and Horses Christmas specials has there been? Has there been 4, 8, or has there been 16? That's your last question on TV and film. Some of you might be glad about that. What about that then? Head's definitely in the way. Round 3 is food and drink. And your question 1 then. What is traditionally hidden inside a Christmas pudding? I remember when I was a kid, my dad did this for me. He hid this item in my Christmas pudding and I didn't believe him. So I didn't get it. Makes sense after. Question 2. In which country is it now tradition to eat KFC for Christmas dinner? Hard to believe, I know, but it's true. I don't know, maybe somebody today's had a burnt dinner or something. They probably wish they went to KFC. Mine was lovely, in case you're wondering. Cooked by my lovely mother, who worked very hard and made us all extra special food and drink, as she always does. Question 3. Which fruit is traditionally put inside a Christmas stocking? Question 4, food and drink. Which spirit is traditionally added to butter and served with Christmas pudding? Just giving you enough time to have a bit of a conflab between yourself to decide what's the right or wrong answers. Question 5. Despite attempts to revive its popularity, corned beef has fallen out of favour. But what does corned mean? It's fallen out of favour, but I kind of still like it, I'll be honest. Corned beef hash. Corned beef butties. Lovely. Question 6. Which country is Corona beer from? Now, it might not be a Christmas question, that, unless you're drinking it for Christmas, of course. But, well, I think I was just drawn by the name Corona for some reason. No idea why. Be much better to drink loads of them for a cure than have an injection, wouldn't it? Stollen is a traditional fruitcake of which country? Stollen. Question 8 then. Before turkey, the traditional Christmas dinner included a pig's head smothered in mustard. Is that true or false? And by the way, if anybody's had a pig's head smothered in mustard, leave a comment underneath. Let me know how it tasted. Like mustard, I'd imagine. Question 9. 52.21 seconds is the record to eat 3 of what Christmas favourites? Must admit, when I read this, I kind of thought to myself, I'm up for the challenge. Probably is one of them things that sounds easier than it actually is. But now you've read this, there might be a few of you that fancy having a go yourself. Again, let me know in the comments if you do. Question 10. Back in Tudor times, women ate these to help find a partner. What did they eat? Question 11. Which country first introduced eggnog? Any ideas? Worth a guess, I suppose. As all questions are. You have to do if you don't know the answer. Question 12. What fruit can be stored alongside Christmas cake to keep it moist? And unlucky for some. Here's question 13. What would you traditionally find under the icing of a Christmas cake? You just know somebody's going to write the cake. You know it, don't you? Although that's technically true, it's not the right answer. It's question 14 then. Ooh, bit of a typo there. Which country is the biggest consumer of beer per person? Germany, UK, Russia, or the Czech Republic? Or is that the biggest consumer of beer? I could correct it now. I can't be bothered. It'll still be there when I show you the answers. So the last question then on food and drink. What did turkeys in Norfolk wear in Victorian England when they was walked to London? Now, the surprising thing about this when I read it is apparently it took them 3 months to walk the turkeys. That's a bit of a long walk. Didn't think Norfolk to London were that far, but I suppose it is if you're a turkey. What's round 4, you're asking? Well, any good on music? Should we find out? Question 1. George Michael died on Christmas Day in which year? Question 2 on music. What is the biggest selling Christmas single of all time? And question 3. Which song, sung by exactly the same artist, has been Christmas #1 twice, 16 years apart? It's the same song by the same artist. And question number 4. Which band beat X Factor winner Joe McElderry to the #1 spot in 2009 thanks to an online campaign? People got sick of the X Factor being #1, didn't they? So they did a campaign. This was the result. Can you remember what the band was that got the #1 spot? Head's in the way again. Question 5 then. Born on Christmas Day in 1971, which woman has 2 albums in the list of top 10 best-selling records of the noughties in the UK? So that's between 2000 and 2010. She was in the list of the top 10 best-selling records. Question 6. Which actress sang with Robbie Williams for the 2001 Christmas #1, Something Stupid? Question 7. Which master mixer had a hit in 1996 with a Christmas mix of our favourite songs? I love this song. Don't think it gets played enough at Christmas. I have to ask Alexa to play it. Great for parties. Question 8. Which Christmas #1 opens with the lines, "Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I could take the pain"? I nearly said it in tune then, which would have kind of give it away. Question 9. Elvis Presley had one Christmas #1 in the UK. Which song was it with? Question 10. Who was Christmas #1 in the year 2000? In the millennia. Christmas number one, quite an important year to be Christmas number one. But can you remember what the number one was? I'm pretty sure you remember when I tell you. Number 11. What song is the most played Christmas song in the UK? Now this is off radio stations. They've compiled a list of playlists of all the different radio stations in the UK. And apparently this particular song is played more than any other. I've got to be honest, I don't think I've heard it on the radio this year. Not yet, anyway. Still time. Question 12. Which Christmas number one spent the longest at the top of the chart? And question 13 on music. Who holds the record for the most Christmas number one singles? With 4. Somebody with 4 Christmas number ones. You'd think it'd roll straight off the tongue. Might surprise you. Question 14. Michael Barrett is the real name of a famous Christmas hit singer. Who is it? So, who is that the real name of? You might not know his name, Michael Barrett. Maybe you do. But you definitely know his stage name. Question 15. The last question on music. Which single is the only Christmas number one that was announced a day late on Boxing Day? So that's all your questions on music. So round 5, the subject is general knowledge. So your first question on general knowledge. When do the 12 days of Christmas start? You hear it mentioned all the time, the 12 days of Christmas. When does it start? Question 2. Which country annually sends a Christmas tree to be erected in London's Trafalgar Square? So which country sends us a tree? And question 3 on general knowledge. Which monarch delivered the first royal Christmas Day message? I mean, it's quite a common thing now, the Christmas message, 3 o'clock usually on a Christmas. Queen's speech. But who did it first? Question 4. What happened in the 1914 Christmas Day truce during World War One? So they had a truce on Christmas Day between the British and the Germans. What happened? Question 5. Keeping in theme with Christmas, what town was Jesus born in? Question 6. What indispensable item for the Christmas table did Tom Smith, a confectioner, invent? So, quite a few of you will have had these on your table today. In fact, I would say nearly all of you. We certainly did. Question 7. Which country will start Christmas Day first? Or would have done. So who started Christmas Day first and will start obviously New Year first as well? Is it New Zealand, Australia, Russia or Canada? Out of those countries, who's first? Question 8. What is your star sign if you're born on Christmas Day? It's only easy if you know it. Question 9. Which plant-based Christmas tradition was started by servants in Victorian Britain? Question 10. Which plant has bright red and green leaves and is sometimes known as the Christmas flower? How do you think you're doing with these so far? If they're too easy or they're too hard, obviously give me some feedback. Question 11. True or false? It's illegal to sell Christmas crackers to a person younger than 12-year-old. Is that true or false? And question 12 of 15 on general knowledge. Christmas celebrations in the UK was once banned. By who? Hard to believe that, isn't it? Mind you, I think Boris has tried, hasn't he, this year? Good old Boris. Well, question 13. So, Santa didn't always wear red. What colour was he originally? Might surprise a few people. This has not always been red. Or red and white. And question 14. On the very same subject, who changed Santa into the Red Santa we all know and love. So the last question then of tonight's quiz, and then we'll go through the answers. How old was Jesus when he died? Sorry for a depressing question. So then, some of you might want to go to the loo, or some of you may want to top up your drink, or another reason. And for that reason, how long does it take somebody to go to the toilet and get back and comfy again? I'm thinking 3 minutes. And welcome back. Remember, if someone's not back from the loo or they're still pouring a drink, just hit the pause button. We'll still be here when you're ready. By the way, just in case you didn't realise, these quizzes they stay online after we're done. They'll be online forever, basically, and more will obviously get added. It'll be like a library of quizzes. That's the aim anyway, as we keep doing them each week. Next week will be New Year's Day. We'll be doing the quiz, and the questions will be to do with New Year and the year that's just passed, so 2020. What a great year to have questions on. Not. Let's get through the answers on this one. Answers for the pictures. So here we go then. Round one was the picture round. You knew that, didn't you? Home Alone, Harry and Marv, the most clumsy criminals ever known to man. Number 2. That city was, of course, Paris. Arc de Triomphe. Champs-Élysées. Cool. Question 3. What is that? It's an eggnog, of course. I don't believe they're as popular as they used to be. Maybe some of you who are watching this have actually had a few of them today. Good on you. And the missing reindeer was, of course, Comet. Picture 5. That chocolate is from Quality Street. And number 6. Of course, that song is Mistletoe and Wine by Cliff Richard. Good old Cliff, eh? I used to call him when he released Christmas songs every year. Now he don't do any Christmas records. I kind of miss him. Can't believe I just admitted that in public. Name the city. That is, of course, New York, and that is the Empire State Building. Wonderful. And picture number 8. Name the movie. It is, of course, Polar Express. Somebody says, just say what you see. Name the film. Nice easy one. It's The Snowman. The famous Santa there? Of course, it's Sean Connery. Number 11. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think most people would have got that one. And the next Santa is Katy Perry. I'm looking for some. Number 13 is Madonna. The muscly arms give it away, I think. Number 14, David Beckham. I'm expecting 100% on that one. I think most people know that. Number 15. Did you get that one? I think that's the most difficult of them. Paris Hilton. The Hilton Hotels. Dressing up for us. So there you go, that's your picture quiz over. Let's get the answers then for the questions. Yes, it is indeed time for the answers. Round 1 was TV and film. And the McAllisters, they were going to Paris on vacation. Feeling generous since it's Christmas, so if you said France, I'll give you the point. Oops. Number 2. That Christmas special was the last episode of Only Fools and Horses, which is probably why 24 million people watched it. Question 3. Last year on Christmas Day, the highest viewing figures for a programme was for Gavin and Stacey? Sorry, my head's in way again. Doing that a lot. How many Home Alone films have there been? There's been 5. Would you believe they're going to do a number 6 as well? But the good news is, since the first 2 was the best 2, and was done by Macaulay Culkin, you'll be glad to know that number 6 is bringing back Macaulay Culkin to, how that's going to work, I don't know. Surely not going to leave him at home while they go on holiday again. He's a bit old for that, but we'll see. Question 5. Tom Hanks voiced 6 characters on the film The Polar Express. What a talented chap. Right, head in the way. And question 6. It was Dirty Den who issued his divorce papers to his wife, who was Angie, on EastEnders. Question 7 then. The fire on Coronation Street. Who did Nick save? It was Becky McDonald. Number 8 on TV and film then. The US president that made a cameo appearance on Home Alone 2 is Donald Trump. And his famous hair. Question 9. A few of you will imagine got this wrong. You will probably put Aled Jones. Now, Aled Jones did sing the song, but in the film it was Peter Orty. The story goes that it was Toys R Us who wanted to do an advert some years later, and they wanted Peter to sing it, but unfortunately poor Peter's voice had broken. So they got Aled Jones in to sing the song, and he had a top 5 hit with it. Question 10. The Wonder Woman from the new Wonder Woman film is Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. A bad time to release new films. Apparently it didn't take that much at the box office this week. It's poor outing. I dare say there's a lot of people not going to the cinema for obvious reasons. Question 11. Which actor played Bad Santa? It was Billy Bob Thornton. Great actor. He's been in quite a few things I've watched. Question 12. In the film The Snowman, what colour is his hat? It is of course green. Some of you will have cheated at this point, and in the picture round earlier, you'll have clocked his green hat and wrote the answer in there, won't you? It's alright, I didn't see you, so it's alright. Question 13. In which Christmas special from 1996 did 2 lead characters dress up as Batman and Robin to go to a funeral wake? It is, of course, Only Fools and Horses. And I'm in the way again. Question 14. Die Hard takes place on Christmas Eve. In which city? It is Los Angeles. The building that it took place in is actually called the Fox Plaza, but it's in the film it was called the Nakatomi Plaza for some reason, I don't know why. And the last question on TV and film. Surprised me this, I must admit. There has been 16 Christmas specials by Only Fools and Horses. I knew there'd been a few, but yeah, I think if I was sat where you were, I think I'd have put 8. The last one in 2003, as I said earlier. So then, what's the next round then? We're going to be doing food and drink. Traditionally, hidden inside a Christmas pudding is a coin. I mean, originally it was a sixpence. My dad put a 50p piece in it when I was a kid, and I didn't believe him. I think he just wanted me to eat it, and I refused and lost out on 50p. So that'll teach me, won't it? Question 2. In which country is it now traditional to eat KFC for Christmas dinner? Japan. Unbelievable. Some may say that's a good thing, but I think it's a little bit strange, I'll be honest. Question 3. Which fruit traditionally put inside a Christmas stocking is an orange or a tangerine? I'll give you the point for either. But, knowing kids these days, they won't be right impressed with one of them in the stocking. I think they prefer a PS5 or something. Question number 4 on food and drink. Oh, it's my favourite. It's brandy that goes inside. Brandy and butter. Brandy butter in a Christmas pudding. With a Christmas pudding. Just makes me thirsty talking about it. Question 5. Corned beef. What does the corned mean? It means salted. Why they didn't just call it salted beef then? I don't know. Why do people do these things? Apparently it was popular with Irish immigrants in the USA. No idea why. Question 6. Corona beer is from Mexico. If you put China, that's wrong because that's the virus. Yes, indeed. Question 7. Stollen is traditional fruitcake from Germany. It's getting more popular here. I tend to see it in the supermarkets here, probably down to the fact that some of our supermarkets are actually German. I think Lidl and Aldi are both German. Certainly see that in there. Question 8. Here's one. So, before turkey, we used to love it when we got a pig's head smothered in butter for our Christmas dinner. I can honestly say I've never tried that. And if your mum's watching, don't get any funny ideas. Question 9. Now here's something for you to challenge. So when we finish this and we come off her and you finish the quiz, get a box of mince pies and let's see who can do this. 52.21 seconds is apparently a record for eating 3 mince pies. And like I said earlier, I thought that sounded quite easy. But, don't know. On the subject of mince pies, apparently, on the 12 days of Christmas, you're meant to eat one for every day of the 12 days. And it's for good luck. Another reason for eating them. Question 10. Women used to eat gingerbread men. They used to think that that would attract a man. Now, I suppose it depends how you eat it, whether it attracts a man or not. To attract men now, they tend to inject the lips instead these days. Question 11. It was the UK that introduced eggnog. See? Not a lot of people know that. And it's drank in the USA more than anywhere else now, apparently. It's not really as popular here. Question 12. You would store an apple with your Christmas cake. Keep it moist, because you wouldn't want a dry one, would you? Leave it. Question 13. What would you traditionally find under the icing of a Christmas cake? It is, of course, marzipan. Ground almonds and sugar, apparently. Not that I know these things. But Google knows everything. Question 14. The country that is the biggest consumer of beer is the Czech Republic. Suddenly, the Czech Republic is on my holiday list. Like a beer or two. And your last one on food and drink. What did turkeys in Norfolk wear in Victorian England when there was walk to London? It is boots. Or more specific, leather boots. Well, the posh ones wore leather boots. The unfortunate ones that weren't so lucky got their feet dipped in tar. Don't ask me how that helps, I don't know. But if you got boots, you're a lucky turkey, apparently. So, the answers then for round 3 and music, they go something like this. George Michael, 2016. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was that long ago. Doesn't time travel fast? Apparently, it was his last Christmas. Sorry, couldn't help it. Question 2. What's the biggest selling Christmas single of all time? Is White Christmas by Bing Crosby. Funny that, isn't it? Biggest selling single, but I'll be honest, it doesn't get played on the radio that much. We'll come to that one shortly. The song that was number 1 by the same artist, 16 years apart, was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, 1975, then again in 1991. Originally, it was never going to be a single, but the DJ Kenny Everett, who was told not to broadcast it, decided he should because he liked it so much, played it 14 times in 2 days, and the rest is history. Good old Kenny. Question 4. Remember now, don't you? Rage Against the Machine. Killing in the Name Of was the name of the song, and that kept X Factor off the number 1 spot at Christmas 2009. And the lady that was born in 1971, who had basically a lot of hits in the noughties, was Dido. Now, if you're wondering why she calls herself Dido, it's because her real name is Florian Cloud de Bonneville O'Malley Armstrong. So there you go, Dido's a lot easier. Question 6. Nicole Kidman was the person that went with Robbie Williams and had a hit with Something Stupid in 2001. Originally done by Frank Sinatra and his daughter Nancy, which was number 1 in both the USA and UK in 1967. Question 7. Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers. Remember them now? Oh yeah. They had a hit with all the Christmas songs mixed together into some sort of dance tune in 1996. And a great track it was too. Question 8. Which Christmas number 1 opens with the lines, "Baby, if you got to go away, don't think I could take the pain"? That was uncanny, that, weren't it? Sounded just like the CD. Yes. Stay Another Day by East 17. Called East 17 because apparently that's the postcode of Walthamstow. Easy for some to say. E17. Elvis had 1 Christmas number 1 in the UK with the song Return to Sender in 1962. Wasn't very Christmassy, I'll be honest. But they're not always Christmas songs, are they, that get to number 1? Now here's one that probably shouldn't. Bob the Builder, Can We Fix It, was #1 at Christmas in the year 2000. Of course, that's voiced by Neil Morrissey of Men Behaving Badly fame. Now I've said that, you're not get the tune out of your head, will you? Kids loved it. The most played Christmas song in the UK is The Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. So, there you go. Shane MacGowan was also born on Christmas Day of the Pogues, the lead singer. And I'm trying to think who the singer was. It's Chrissy Hynde was originally meant to sing it with the Pogues, but it ended up being Kirsty MacColl. Question 12. Which Christmas #1 spent the longest at the top of the charts? It was Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You, which was #1 for 10 weeks. And made Dolly Parton a load of money, because that's who wrote it. Question 13. Who holds the record for the most Christmas #1 singles with 4? It is the Beatles. None of which are actually Christmas songs, so obviously they count because they were #1 at Christmas, but they didn't do a Christmas song, did they, as I recall. Question 14. Shakin' Stevens' real name is Michael Barrett. Give yourself a pat on the back if you got that, because, to be honest, that's quite a difficult one. And the last question on music is Cliff Richard's Mistletoe and Wine was announced as a Christmas #1 a day late on Boxing Day. I think it was 1988. Of course, Cliff Richard's real name, if we're going on about real names, is Harry Roger Webb. General knowledge then, round 5, the answers go a little bit like this. The 12 days of Christmas, they start on Christmas Day. So there you go. So today is your first day of Christmas. Enjoy. Apparently now it's the 12 weeks of Christmas. Goes on forever, doesn't it? And it's Norway that sends us a Christmas tree every year. It's a token of gratitude for the British support to Norway during the Second World War. So they're that grateful. Do they send us gold? No. Do they send us millions of pounds? No. They send us a tree. Thank you. King George V. He originally did a message over radio in 1932 on the BBC. Thanks, George. So, in 1914, World War I, Christmas Day truce, the British soldiers and the German soldiers decided to climb up into no man's land and have a game of football. Now, I should imagine the first person that stuck his head over with a ball under his arm was a very brave man. All I can say. And by the way, in case you're wondering, the Germans won 2-1. Some things never change. Question 5. What town was Jesus born in is, of course, Bethlehem. In Hebrew, Bethlehem means house of bread. It does. And it's also now a war zone. Well, ask Jesus. It weren't a great place back then either. Question 6. A Christmas cracker. That is what Tom Smith invented. I bet you've all pulled a few today, haven't you? Crackers, I mean. Pulled a few crackers. Question 7. New Zealand will be the first one that starts Christmas and New Year. Apparently the Samoa Islands are actually the first. But of the listed countries there, of course New Zealand is the first. Question 8. If you're born on Christmas Day, your star sign is Capricorn. Now, a little known thing, apparently Capricorns will never ask another person to do something they wouldn't actually do themselves. Now, I have to say at this point, my wife is a Capricorn and she's always asking me to do things that she would never do herself, so apparently that's a load of crap. Question 9, moving swiftly on before the wife hears me. Kissing under the mistletoe. Kissing under the mistletoe was started by servants in Victoria, Britain. And apparently, as tradition would have it, each time you go under the mistletoe and have a kiss, you're supposed to pluck a berry off. And when all the berries have been plucked off, nobody else can kiss under that mistletoe. Or you can totally avoid that and just keep snogging forever. Question 10. The poinsettia is also known as a Christmas flower. A very lovely looking flower it is as well. And it's indigenous to Mexico. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Question number 11 on general knowledge. It is true. It's illegal. Because apparently the pyrotechnics, or fireworks, whichever you prefer, so you've got to be older than 12. Not that I know many 12-year-olds that want to go buying crackers. I know. Certainly didn't. Question 12. The miserable bugger that liked to ban Christmas was Oliver Cromwell in 1647. Unfortunately for him, he died in 1658, and then the law was changed in 1660, so we all started celebrating Christmas again. Whee! Speaking of which, stuff you, Oliver. Yeah. Question 13. Santa wasn't always red. He was originally green. So he matched his elves. And I know you're wondering. So on the theme of that, roll straight in swiftly to question 14. It was Coca-Cola who changed him to red. Because they started using the image in red, because obviously their company is red, in the 1930s. I think 1932 it was. And it's just stuck. And now Santas are always red. Thanks, Coke. And your last question then was, how old was Jesus when he died? Apparently, he was 33. Judas betrayed him for 30 pieces of silver, and after Jesus died, he felt so guilty, Judas hung himself. How nice is that? So there you go then. I hope you enjoyed the quiz, and I hope it wasn't too difficult this time, and I hope, more importantly, you had some fun. I'll see you again next week on New Year's Day when I wrap up the year with questions about 2020 and the New Year in general. So enjoy the rest of your Christmas, have a great week until I see you again. Thanks for joining me, take care, and I'll see you again.